YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we're gonna talk about some other cards that hasn't been added into the Master Duel game. Decade's Data Miner already informed us that we'll have the Cosmic Quasar Dragon and the Revolution Synchron added into the game by February. Now, February is gonna be a big month for us because it's the second anniversary for the game. There will be a lot of contents within that month. But with regards to the contents, other than the Revolution Synchron and the Cosmic Quasar Dragon, we're not too sure on what other cards it's gonna be added into the set. A couple of selection packs. Before, all of the cards were from one specific set, and that is with the Duelist Nexus. Now, you might say, we're almost done with the Duelist Nexus set. No, that is not the case because there are quite a lot of cards that is still in the Duelist Nexus set that hasn't been added into the game. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, let's go into or dive deeper into the booster pack for the Duelist Nexus and check every card out if they are going to be relevant enough for the meta in Master Duel. Alright guys, so here we are with db.yugioh-card.com. So this is where you go if you're trying to get a list for the upcoming sets that is going to be released in the game in real life. Now we have first our Magicians of Bonds and Unity. Now I don't think this is going to be so relevant for the game because having 25 more cards in your graveyard while your opponent has 25 more cards in their graveyard, now that might be a really good booster to make this card a 5k beat stick. But other than that, it's so much irrelevant, I would say. Maybe in a long run or a long grind game in a duel, this might be relevant for Master Duel, but no, I don't really think so. Will Synchron and Revolution Synchron, we already got information that Revolution Synchron is going to be added into the game, so I think that will be somewhat relevant with the coming meta, especially for Synchrons. So that's pretty good if you're going to have this card. And then we'll have the Gazelle archetype. Now this is based on Yugi's Gazelle of Mystical Beast. I think that's the correct name for it. They actually made an archetype for that one. So this might be really good paired with the branded archetype. This is kind of promising though. I really want to use this one. Also, the new illusion type will be added into the game if ever we'll get that one here. So the first ever illusion type is in this set as well. This is kind of cool. We'll have this one in the game, but hopefully they'll have like a fix to the branded if ever the new Gazelle is going to be in the game, of course. Then we have the King Rex. The level 6 is kind of okay, but I don't think they're going to be like too relevant enough with the current meta. Other guys supports are also here. They are going to be really good, especially with the Mouse Whip, an initial card that can be spell summoned to the field if you add it. You can target one Altergeist monster in your graveyard and then spell summon it in defense position. So that's pretty cool, pretty insane. I'm not sure about the Penetrator if that's going to be like too relevant enough, but the Mouse Whip is kind of promising. Torrid, we already got that one in the game, also with the Veda Calanta. The Infernobles are also here. They have their additional 8 supports, I think. Infernobles. Yes, 8 cards still added into the game. Or still going to be added into the game from the Duelist Nexus pack. So hopefully we'll get those, basically. I haven't seen their gameplay by much, and I don't want to be like a know-it-all about this deck. But yeah, that's basically Infernoble for you. The Nimlaria, we already got that one within this month. So yeah, we're slowly getting more of the archetypes in Master Duel, basically. So that's really promising. Evil Tai and Evil Sar hasn't been added into the game. I'm not sure if they're going to be too relevant enough. I haven't seen their gameplay by far. What I'm really expected to see is the new Unchained supports. Now, there are 3 Unchained cards that hasn't been added into the game from the Duelist Nexus, and that is the Sharvara and a copy of Shayama. The Sharvara and the Shayama are really good additions to the Unchained archetype. I think Sharvara is on 3 copies and the Shayama is 1, if I'm not mistaken, or it's the other way around. Please comment down below if I am correct or if I am wrong. But I'm really excited with this support if it's going to be added into the Master Duel game. And take note, the Unchained is a very cheap deck. The only UR that you need to like prioritize is just a 1 copy of the Unchained Abomination. Other than that, there are basically either rare or commons. SRs are just the level 8, so you just need 1 to 2 copies for the 3k beat stick and then the 100 dog. So other than that, it's all commons and rares. So that's a very cheap deck. Now I'm not sure if their rarities is gonna vary when it's gonna be released in Master Duel, but hopefully it's going to be less than UR, hopefully. Or I'm hoping that that will be the case. And then we have the new Orsartron. So this is basically Orsartic and Drytron. Now, Orsartic hasn't been seeking place for many of years. I have played Orsartic. They're kind of cool having to have a difference with their levels to Synchro Summon. But I didn't see them perform really well even with the new supports. But let's see, maybe I'm pretty much wrong. But that's basically the gif for the Orsartic archetype. And then we also have the Rescue Ace Preventer and Emergency included into the set. So hopefully by February, we'll get those supports for the Rescue Ace archetype. They will be a really strong deck within the meta. The new Monarch, I think this is the only Monarch that was added here, I think. Yes, he's the only Monarch that was added. Nightmare Magician, another illusion type monster that was added into the set. Works along during the battle phase. I think majority of the people doesn't really like that. The Charmer is kind of okay though, a new Channeler I mean. And then, oh yeah, this one is kind of cool. So the Agnemal Candle is a Pyro Tuner monster that can be searched with Bonfire. In the TCG and in the OCG, the Bonfire card that adds a Pyro monster is really expensive. Now, one of the things that you can do or search is a copy of the Agnemal Candle. So once this card is added to your hand, you can special summon this. And this is basically a tuner. So a level 4 tuner is really cool. You can also go into an XZ summon with another level 4. So that is kind of insane to have an additional body on the field. Doomstar Olka, I'm not sure about this. Another greed card I think this is going to be good with another archetype that uses the flip summon ritual cards. I forgot the name, but it's another flip effect card. And then we'll have Click and Echo. So this card can be spell summoned in your opponent's field. So that's pretty cool, but the best kicker for this one is your opponent must reveal his hand once this card is summoned with its own effects. So that's insanely good. The Kuko Commanded to Croon is a really good Fluandery support. It is a level 3 Wing Beast monster, which has the effect destroy this card to draw 1 card, discard 1 card, and draw 1 card. During the end phase of this turn, draw 1 card. So plus the Morganite, you'll have basically a ton of draws. So I'm not sure if this is going to be so relevant with the Fluanderies or they're going to be like impactful, but this is a really good level 3 Fluandery support. Manifested Mikanko is a really good card as well. I think Mikanko's, they only have 2 lacking, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so just this one, the Manifested Mikanko and the Spirit Walk. So I may be a 1 copy of this basically. This is kind of cool though, having to attach this one to another Mikanko card. And then also the Chimera for the Gazelle archetype. So these are the fusion monsters that you can go into. A 3-100 beat deck and a 2-100 beat deck with some cool effects. Now branded decks are going to be really cool with this one. Any fusion deck that you pair up with brandeds are really insane. And then another card, the Sleipnir, the Runic Mane, summons a level 4 token in the field. That could be a really good fodder for a synchro summon. Cosmic Quasar Dragon. Crimson Dragon is the one that I've been waiting for to make Visas really strong. Visas Amritari, we already got that one. Angelica, this is the Infernoble support, or Sartic Polar Star. Gaia, Evosar Lars is another level 6 generic XZ monster, so that's pretty cool. I think Visuals would benefit much for this one. Oh yeah, the Purely Noir and the other trap card for the Purely archetype is gonna be here. The trap card allows you to spell summon another Purely monster from your extra deck with a different attribute, but this one would be really good. This card can be spell summoned by the help of the Sleepy Memory. So if you attach it to the Purely or a Lily, you can go into a copy of Purely Noir. So that's really cool. And then we have the Telematic Clatis. Now this is based on spell counters, so this might be really good with Endymions. I haven't seen Endymions recently, but they are still powerful as a pendulum deck. So this might kind of benefit them in a sense. So add 1 spell or 1 spellcaster effect monster from your deck to your hand, or spell summon 1 spellcaster monster from your hand or deck. So that's still a really good card, and it's just generic level 8 monsters. Giga Cannon, 2 level 4s. XZ monster with 200 attack. Can detach one material from this card, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent, then this card gains 1000 attack. If this XZ summon card is destroyed, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it, and if you do inflict 1000 damage to your opponent, wow, another good burn here. Then we'll have the Altergeist Adminia, a really good Altergeist support. Then the Emperor Charles for the Infernoble archetype. Oh yeah, there we go. The Soul Lord of Yama. That was the correct name. So if this card was spell summoned, you can add 1 Unchained monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it includes the graveyard. So that's really cool. So the level 8s are going to be good targets for this. Especially the card that can pop a card on the field. So this might be somewhat promising. A Link 2 monster of all things. Synchro Overtop, Synchro World. Chimera Fusion is the fusion card that you can summon for the Gazelle archetype. Jurassic Power. Realm Resonance, we already got that one alongside the Amritara or the New World Amritara. Almace and the Noble Arms Museum is the ones for the Infernoble. Emergency, this is the one that I was talking about for the spell cards for the Rescue Ace. So hopefully we'll get this card plus the Preventer. Dark Corridor is another Dark World support, so add one Dark World monster from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. So immediately this would actually fuel the Dark Lord's gameplay here, so that's really cool. But I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like a UR or something. Then Sinful Spells of Subversion, Snake Eyes. So this is from the new archetype, the Snake Eye archetype. We're still gonna be waiting for the one card, Diablo Star, I think that was the name for it. So still waiting for that one to be added into the game. But this is gonna be good though. Fusion Armament. So this is for the sword, the Flame Swordsman archetype that had its supports recently. So hopefully we'll get those in the near future. Then we have Tokusano Shinkyojin. Hand or face up in the field to the graveyard with the total levels of 10. So that's kind of okay. Million Century Ice Prison. During the main phase, if a monster you control leaves the field, bear one card effect. Let's talk about the over-exaggerate here. Insert damage step if you have too much back, blah, blah, blah. Please attacking much with the defense and return the... Wow. This is gonna be like stun supports, stun deck supports. Altergeist Revitalization, really good card. Spell summon a Link monster from your graveyard. During the earlier days of Master Duel, Altergeist was very annoying to deal with. How much more with the new trap card and the Link monsters that you can just spell summon during your opponent's turn. So that's really insane. Then Nemlarias, there we go. Purely Shirley, the one we talked about. The Spirit Walk, another Banishing Trap Hole. When your opponent summons a monster 24 or less. It would be really good if you remove that statement there, but that's a really good Trap Hole card for trap checks. Small Scuffle, choose to unused main monster zones. That's really cool. I think that's really good for sprites. I know sprites are having a hard time nowadays with a ton of limits to their archetype, or a ton of limits to some of their supports. But this would be somewhat good though. If your opponent doesn't have any level 2 or lower, this can benefit you quite a lot, but it's a trap card. That's the one downside there. It would be really good if you manage to pull this off. Whip Mirror of the Underworld, your finish. I think this would be really good if you're going for synchro decks. Or synchron decks, I would say. You belt the Blade Dragon. If this card is synchro summon, you can target one card in the field, destroy it. Easy enough. And its fodders are generic, so that's really cool. Level 7. I've been looking for level 7 synchro monsters. I think this would be really good if you can synchro summon this during your opponent's turn. That would be really cool. And the last archetype that is Tina. So I haven't seen this archetype play in both OCG and TCG. Mainly because they are really bad. But maybe in the near future, we'll get some cool supports for this archetype. But as of now, they're basically unplayable. So, what are your thoughts? I don't know. Stardust Worm, we already got that one. Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, we already got that one. Diabolica, Super Heavy Samurai, we already got that one. Magician of Faithfulness, I think we don't have that one. No, we haven't got that one. But we did get Majiki Deity Ashtarto. I think that's the correct pronunciation for it. But yeah, so far, that is all of the cards. We haven't talked with most of the cards or talked about most of the cards here, but some of them are really promising. And a ton of archetypes that hasn't been added into the game as well for Master Duel. But hopefully in the near future, we'll get those, especially for the Unchained, the Rescue Ace, their supports, the new archetype that is the Chimera. Also new monster types, which are the Illusions. So tell me your thoughts on the Duelist Nexus set. Which card or which archetype do you want to add into the Master Duel game? And tell me why in the comment section below. So that is basically it for today, guys. Keep safe, good luck. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.